Mandalorian Chapter 18, The Mines of Mandalore, picked up right where we left off last episode. Din travels to Mos Eisley in search of an IG memory board, but instead leaves R5. They successfully travel to Mandalore where Bo-Katan was right and the atmosphere was safe and the planet had not been cursed. This turns out to be one of a few things over-exaggerated by the galaxy in regards to Mandalore. Assuming that you saw the episode, we can skip to the end where Mando is bathing in the living waters of Mandalore before being pulled under almost all the way to the bottom. Bo-Katan, who Grogu was able to track down and recruit all by himself, jumps in and swims all the way down to retrieve Din and starts to bring him back up. As they are about to reach the surface, a giant eye opens underwater and appears and what seems like only a few feet away from them and starts to move. Bo doesn't stop until she and Mando are safe out of the water even after seeing this giant eye. For a lot of people, they are wondering, what was that giant creature? Well, I'm here to tell you it's called a mythosaur. The mythosaurs were found on Mandalore where they lived inside of the mines. These same mines are what Mando has been exploring this episode. They were allegedly tamed and ridden by Mandalore the Great and ancient Mandalorians. Before the destruction of Mandalore, the mythosaurs were believed to have become extinct. That is not true, clearly, and this leads me to believe that this and the fact that the planet was not cursed and full of unbreathable air was untrue means that there may be a few more things that people have said about Mandalore that are also simply not true in an effort to keep people from going back. Though considered extinct, its memory lives on in the mythosaur skull emblem, one of the traditional symbols of Mandalorian iconography, with some Mandalorian armor bearing the distinctive symbol. The creature shared its name with the mythosaur axe, a melee weapon used by the Mandalorians. Earlier I mentioned Mandalore the Great, but didn't really go into detail, but Mandalore the Great was a Mandalorian individual who held the title of Mandalore, leading a series of conflicts against the Jedi Order. By the time of the New Republic, the Jedi had become a myth, though the battles between Mandalore the Great and the Jedi were known to some Mandalorians through ancient songs. It is said that Mandalore the Great tamed a mythosaur, and he was the greatest and original leader of the Mandalorians. In a previous episode, the armorer once said, "We shall see. The songs of eons past foretold of the mythosaur, rising up to herald a new age of Mandalore." If you haven't caught on to what I'm getting at here, I believe that they are setting up Din to become the next great leader of Mandalore. He has the Darksaber, and he was just dragged underwater by a thought-to-be extinct mythosaur. It picked him. It could have left him alone to bathe in peace, but it chose him for a reason. With the help of Bo-Katan, who at first wants nothing to do with Din and his beliefs, is slowly starting to gain hope of a restored Mandalore, and Grogu, who will not let anything happen to his quote-unquote dad, I think that Mando could tame this mythosaur, and this could lead into the adventure of becoming the next leader throughout the season and possible future seasons. It'll be interesting to see where the rest of the season goes because they seem to be progressing quickly from episode to episode, from plot point to plot point. I could have easily seen them drag out his quest to Mandalore and bathing in the living waters dragged out for the whole season, but they got to it and threw it in one episode. So it'll be interesting to see what they come up with. If you like this video and want to see more, please like, comment, and subscribe to keep the content coming. And thank you, and see you next time.